What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Yvonne. I'm a prospective doctor and business owner, and I use the lessons I learned in entrepreneurship and medicine to talk about the deeper things in life. Today's video, the concept is called feigned acceptance, right? And here's exactly what I mean. Sometimes you need a favor from someone. You want a request, and the person says yes when they really meant no. And whenever someone agrees to something, when in their heart they really didn't want to do it, that's what we call feigned acceptance. That's not true acceptance. So I learned in a hospital earlier this week that whenever you make a recommendation or something, you want people to do things because they truly want to and not because they want to please you. And when someone says yes when they really meant to say no, and they actually end up doing it for you, they start to resent you. They start to feel something inside. There's a disharmony, right? So you never want to be willful in this life. You never want to impose on others. If you have a party, you want to invite your friends, hey, the party's on Saturday. If you guys are free, come by. If not, no big deal. No pressure, right? I think human beings, and most of us don't really respond well to pressure, because when we're like pressed or forced into something, we start to resent the other person, right? So feigned acceptance was what kind of hit me in the hospital. Some people agree to a treatment plan. They agree to taking a medication when they really don't want to, right? Some people go to your birthday party when they really didn't want to. And the same thing about feigned acceptance, like trying to change people. I see that in a hospital, like every person I deal with is an adult. They're a human being. They're their own person. They have their own beliefs and viewpoints and perspectives. And all that is required of me is to respect that. I say, hey, buddy, this is what I think is going on. This is what I think will help you. It's up to you if you take it, but this is my opinion, and I move on. And people actually respect that more than someone, screaming down their throat, acting like their mother. So feigned acceptance was like kind of what hit me. I think it's like something we always kind of understood since we were kids, but it's something that has crystallized and something I've understood as I've gotten older. Another thing is like just dealing with so many different thousands of people. You see that most people are similar, right? And that most people are products of their environment. Like all of us to some degree are products of our environment. And I really learned this week that, you could be like the next man if you grew up in a different circumstance, right? So some person across the globe may see hunting with their hands or spearfishing as the norm, whereas you see that like, why don't you use a fisher net? Why don't you use a fishing pole? But to them, that's the norm. In some areas, aggression is a norm. In some cultures, being very close and touchy is a norm. Other cultures are more reserved, more quiet, more shy. Even in the United States, I came from California, but I grew up in Minnesota as well. In California, it's an open culture. People are open, life is kind of slower. In the East Coast, everything is neurotic, everything is quick, everything is, need now. Everything is almost ADHD. In the Midwest, things are also slower, but there is a politeness. People are polite. People care about their neighbor. So the culture in just different places, even in the United States, kind of determines how most people act. And most people act in accordance to the environment. So understanding that, I've met a lot of people that, have made decisions in their life that have taken them, that have sidetracked them, right? Some people made decisions that ended up with them getting in trouble with the law, or some people made decisions that, made it so that the family don't talk to them. And when a person gives you the entire context, they give you the entire situation and what they were feeling in that moment, you can say, damn, given that information, I understand why you did that. And honestly, that's what most people just want. They just want you to see from their perspective. So feigned acceptance was the first thing I learned. Like, never being willful, not using pressure. Don't pressure people into things. Offer and then let it go, right? The second thing is you could be like anyone else around you, given their circumstance. So try to take their perspective. And then the next thing is like money. Something that's been very, very big, and something I hear about all the time is money. Whether I don't make enough money, whether I'm making too much money and it's taken from my time, whether it's I'm not able to enjoy my money, that concept of money is a big thing. And something that I guess was told to me was that if you use all the gifts that God gave you, right? If you use all the gifts that you come with, some people have a natural propensity for music. They can actually play the piano. You'll see a 5-year-old playing the piano perfectly. Some people are very athletic. Some people are very good speakers. Some people are very good debaters, very good doctors. They have these different skills, right? If you use all the skills that you were given to the max capacity, you'll never have a problem with money, because money is just attracted to value. Money will be like a clingy girlfriend. if you're valuable. So if value is here, money follows value. If you create a crazy good product, ChatGPT, crazy good product, billions of dollars are being invested into ChatGPT because it's so valuable. We use it as a search engine, right? The iPhone I'm filming on right now, people pay millions and millions and millions, companies, businesses, people, because what? It's valuable. It helps you do everything. You can talk to someone across the globe. You can send a text. You can send images. It's valuable. So you can also be valuable if you use your skills. Like there's something that you're the best at on this planet. You just have to discover it. And it'll come to you if you're open. So I think most people deal with this problem of money because they're not using all their skill sets. And I'm saying that because I'm starting to learn to use my skill sets. Like, making YouTube videos, it's not necessarily something I look forward to doing or thought that I would do, but I'm doing it. I'm using my skill set, my ability to speak. I'm refurbishing it and I'm putting myself out there. So you at home, like if you have a business idea, run, do it, use that skill set. So that concept of money was really another thing that kind of hit home to me. And then just reflecting on a day. Something I started doing too is like reflecting on life. Like so many things happen in a day. From 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. or 12 p.m. whenever you go, 12 a.m. to whenever you go to sleep, like there's 1,000 things that happen. Even just you leaving the building, someone gave you a crazy look, or you ran into this guy outside and on the train was late, and then you came here and you got this, and you guys had lunch at work, and then you went out with these people that you normally wouldn't go out with, and your family said this, your friend called you for this. And if you would just take the end of the night to sit down and actually just write down, whoa, what exactly happened today? You'll see that, dang, there's 1,000 different lessons in the day. It sounds crazy, and I never really would have believed it if I didn't do it, but I started to do it, and I'm like, wow, so much happened today. And then sometimes, bad things happen too. Things that, affect your ego, things that, embarrassment, things of that sort. And you have to really reflect on that. You have to lick your wounds, learn from the mistakes, and move on. And like silly mistakes aren't silly mistakes. Like I remember when I used to take a lot of exams in medical school, I'd get a grade back. I'm looking at the grade. I see it's like an 80, 82 or 87. I'm like, damn, how did I get an 87? Oh, it was a silly mistake. I knew that. And on the next exam, I make the same mistake. Silly mistakes aren't silly mistakes. They're actually patterns. The patterns of thinking. And once you can identify the pattern, you can actually see the cause. And once you get the cause, the mistake is gone. So, I guess those are like the 4 things I've been learning. Feigned acceptance. Don't use pressure in getting things done, right? Allow everyone their free will. The second thing was use all your gifts so that you don't know poverty, right? Whatever you have on your heart, don't let fear stop you from doing it. And then track your life lessons. Like tracking is the name of the game. And I think that one thing I'm realizing is if you actually reflect and you actually learn from every day, every situation, every person you meet, you'll move on pretty quickly, right? Like I think for me, every 4 years, I'm moving. 4 years ago, I was in California. 4 years now, I'm in the East Coast. 4 years, I'm going to be in another place. And I think it's because I'm trying to reflect. I'm trying to learn from everything, right? And it's that personal growth, self-development, without being so, woo-saw about self-development. Like, I don't think self-development is actually reading all these self-development books. I think what self-development is reflecting. I think it's watching your life, seeing the trend, seeing the pattern, seeing how you react to situations, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, doing things that challenge the ego, being around people that make you better, being around, having uncomfortable conversations. I think that is actually what self-improvement is. And yeah, I think we're all capable of it. But yeah, these are just the lessons I've learned in the hospital today. I wanted to share with you guys because it could help one of you. On that note, Yvonne out. Have a great day.